What's up, Underdogs? Welcome back to another episode of the Underdog's Voice Podcast, featuring Gia Wilson in the building. Here we go. Look, she started in 7th grade. She was benched, injured. She transferred, but Gia ain't never fooled. This ain't your typical basketball story. It's the kind that screams resilience, right? From flipping in gymnastics to grinding in Charlotte gyms everywhere. From fall injuries to falling in love with the grind. Gia's journey is straight up underdog energy. So, let's get it. Gia, take two. Let's take two. Shorty, what's good? What you was good? What you was good? What you walked to the Underdog Voice Podcast. So what's going on? What's going on with you?
I'm doing good.
Good, good. So let's take it back. Let's take it back. So you didn't grow up with a ball in your hand. Instead, you were doing back handsprings. So how did a gymnast become a hooper?
I think I started playing basketball because I was growing up in an environment with all my family members playing basketball. My brothers played basketball, my parents did, my mom, my aunts, my uncle. They all played, and I was watching my brothers play, and I thought it was just time for me to start seeing what was so good about the game that all of them were playing.
There's a lot good about this game. There's a lot good about it. All right, so you started in the 7th grade, right? Which is late in hoop years. Like for ballers like us, that's late 7th grade. Even though I probably
Yeah.
didn't start till I was in the 8th. I don't know. But what was that learning curve like for you? And what was your first when what was that learning curve for you when you first stepped on the court?
My learning curve was just understanding that my basketball journey was going to be different from my friends and different from my family members, and that there's going to be a lots and ups and downs playing basketball, and it's not all just one straight road to playing better and being the best player you can be, that there's going to be different challenges and setbacks.
There was a moment in time when everything just shifted for you, right? You visited your grandfather in New York. So talk to me about that and what made that summer so important.
So my whole family's from Buffalo, New York, so I went up there for a few weeks during summer, and I was just talking to my grandfather about me playing in 7th grade, and I didn't play that much because it was my first year playing on an actual team.
Uh-huh.
So I was just telling him about it, and there was a park on the same street he lived on, so we went down there, and I was showing him layups, just crossovers, things I learned how to do. And he was telling me how good I could be if I stuck with it because of me already being athletic, playing gymnastics, and the natural quickness I had. He was telling me how good I could be and that I should stick with it. And since that day, I just trusted him, and I knew that he wouldn't steer me wrong. So I've just been working to be that player.
It's always good to have somebody in your corner telling you how great you could be, and and running with it. So that was great. Now listen, y'all, real quick, really quick. So if you're still with us, listen, I need you to really feel this. Jid didn't pick up the ball until she was in the 7th grade, right? No head start, no hype machine, just fire that sparked in the park in New York with her grandfather. Most people would have said, man, that's too late. You're starting too late. Everybody is ahead of you, right? But that's the beauty of this underdog journey. It don't matter when you start. It doesn't. It's all about what you do once you're in the game. And trust me, her story is about to take a wild turn. So stay with us and let's get into it. Now, let's talk about your journey at what is Cupperston? Did I say that right?
Yeah,
Uh,
Cuthbertson.
Okay. You said it, I didn't. United Faith, then Jackson Day. So what's going on behind the scenes with all these changes?
Okay, so I played at Cuthbertson High School for, I didn't play, well, I started at Cuthbertson for the first semester. I played June ball with the team, but I had dislocated my knee and I was only cleared 2 weeks before tryouts. I still ended up making the team, but I decided it wasn't the right fit for me and that I was going to go to United Faith Christian Academy, which also my parents wanted me to play at to learn and play at a more diverse school.
Yeah.
So that's why I went there. United Faith was really a big learning experience for me. It was just about getting my confidence back and getting back in the gym and back comfortable playing and seeing what I could really do on a varsity level.
Okay.
I only played half of the season there
Mm.
due to the transfer rules.
All right, so at United Faith, it shut down. It shut down the basketball program after hiring a new principal. What was that principal deal? Like, why did the new principal come in there and shut down the basketball program anyway?
The principal, she had shut down all the sports programs just because they wanted to focus more on academics and the Christian aspect of the school and less on it being a sports school.
Mm. I wonder how this school doing right now. Because to me, a lot of schools don't survive because they don't have a good athletic program. Even academics is always going to be the most important thing. But especially for private schools, people want to be able to see cheer on their teams and stuff like that. So to me, if you don't have a good athletic department, then I don't think you're going to last long. But neither here nor there. Education is important, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right, so you didn't just lose a team, though. You lost your direction. So how did it feel in that moment?
When I first found out, it was very stressful because I did just get there. I had only been there for a semester, so that's like 4 or 5 months. And I was planning on coming back and staying there for the rest of my high school years. So it was definitely a stressful point,
Mhm.
but I knew that if I let that stress take over me and where I was going to go next or what I was going to do for my next school, then I wouldn't be in the position I am now playing at a different school. It would have just completely lost everything. So I just used it as motivation to get back in the gym so I could play at a different school and have that opportunity.
All right, so a lot of kids would have folded, right? But you got in the lab instead. What kept you focused when it felt like everything around you was uncertain?
I had a lot of people that believed in me and gave me reassurance, and I knew as long as I stayed in the gym and working on my game, that I believed that I would have the opportunity to play at schools in my area just because I knew that I was going to work to be able to prove to those people that I could play on their teams and that it would be a good opportunity for me.
All right, so it didn't really stop there. So hold up for a second. So let's really sit down and think about this. So she went through. She didn't just lose a school. She didn't just lose almost a whole season, and she didn't. She lost a whole blueprint. But instead of checking out, Gia locked in. She trained all over Charlotte. No spotlight, no guaranteed roster, just faith, sweat, and underdog grit. But if you're still listening, this is the part where most people would have quit. But the real ones, they build anyway. So stay tapped in because our bounce back is just getting started. And there's a bright spot to this. And that bright spot is where you're at right now, Jackson Day. So let's talk about Jackson Day for a minute. That's your comeback. Let's go.
Okay, so I ended up going to Jackson Day in Charlotte with my coaches, Coach Ryan and Coach Burks. They had been talking to me for like 2 years prior to me going there. So those were coaches that I was already familiar with and had built a relationship with that were also giving me the reassurance that even with my injury, me building back confidence stuff, that they would give me the opportunity to play and reach my full potential. I learned a lot playing there, learn what was the right reads to make, the right shots to take. I was the starting point guard and team captain for them this year, and it was a great opportunity for me.
Everything worked out except for before all this happened. We talked about it earlier. It was that knee injury. You dislocated your knee in a fall, got cleared before the tryouts. So How hard was that mentally for you, being in recovery during such a crucial time?
It was definitely very stressful and hard for me seeing my siblings playing, my friends and my teammates at the time playing, and I couldn't do anything but support them when I wanted to be on the court with them. But it was definitely hard for me, but it really showed me how much love I have for the game. It reminded me how important the game was to me, and I just had to use it as motivation and not let it be a huge setback.
Okay. So let's talk about confidence for a minute. Sometimes you didn't play, or you only played for like 2 minutes, or sometimes you didn't play the whole game. So does those inconsistent what did those inconsistencies in minutes teach you?
It just taught me that basketball isn't a steady road, that there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, and that there's going to be a lot of different setbacks and a lot of different things I can still learn and work on. Even when I did have a great game and I played the whole game, there was still mistakes I made that I could work on to do better and in the next game. And that was just something I was learning.
Okay. All right. So, what advice would you give a girl that's going through, a younger girl or anybody that's going through similar situation, like riding the bench or unsure of their spot, but they still show up?
I would say just to keep your head up and to stay in the gym and keep working on your game because there's going to be a moment in time that it's going to be your time to come where you need to play the whole game or someone's going to give you an opportunity where you can lead and you have to be ready for that. So you should always just stay in the gym.
You put a lot of work in around in Charlotte, right? Now
Yeah.
you at your new school, working with the coaches that you know. Your situation turned out to be a great one. Through all the hard work that you went, all the ups and downs you went through, all the hard work you went through. That's what being an underdog is all about. Staying focused, staying locked in, never giving up. And here's the thing. You have a strong support system behind you, right?
Yes.
So what is your, again, because you work out every day and all over Charlotte, what does your training look like right now?
Right now with school and everything, I only work out once after school every day and twice on the weekends or twice a day on the weekends if I don't have an AAU tournament. But as the school year is ending this month, it's going to start looking at like 2 times a day and possibly three. But I like to give my body some rest, even though I have the time to work out, because that's how people get injury prone, overworking my body.
Yeah. Like, listen, again, since my season started, and I think this is like you're going to be like my ninth show for this season. Mostly every female athlete that came on here talked about an injury, mostly. And it's no secret that most young ladies who play basketball, the number one injury is their knees, right? And there's a
Hmm.
science behind that. I think that as coaches, trainers, you don't do enough of protecting y'all from getting hurt or showing you how to move your body and how your body works because we don't study. If I'm going to train you, I need to know how the body works. Me myself, I know how the body works because I studied it. I was a youth sports and fitness trainer. So I know how girls' bodies are different from boys. So it was an easy transition for me to go from coaching girls to boys. I have really, any girl that ever really played for me rarely had an injury as far as their knee. If they did, it was before they got to me. And it's because I helped them strengthen their bodies, especially the lower part of their bodies. Hip work, everything. Make sure they're strong. So I think that we're not protecting y'all enough because it just keeps on happening. And I just think that y'all need people around y'all that, and I'm not saying your coaches don't, I'm not sure. I'm sure that they did because, you already been injured, but I just think as coaches and trainers and all that stuff, we need to educate ourselves more, especially when we're coaching girls on how your body works so we can protect you and help bring down the knee injuries. Because, like I said, every female that I had on here so far had a knee injury and had to come
Mm.
back. But that just show us how strong y'all are and how willing y'all are to get back on the court and work hard. That's just determination. That's just being an underdog. So talking about your family and again your support system, you got you got basketball in the bloodline, right? Your whole family, like you stated earlier, who aunts, uncles, mothers, father, brother, sister. You got a dog. Your dog probably can hoop. You got your dog or your cat probably can hoop. What's that environment like at home? If you got a cat and a dog, do they go at each other? Do they go at each other?
My family definitely is super competitive when it comes to basketball since we all played. Who can shoot better than who can handle the ball better, who scored the most points, who can't guard who. It's definitely very competitive. But also, we do motivate each other to the ones who are still playing, and they give good advice and good reassurance to keep pushing with the game.
Yeah, it's good to have a good support system around you, man, because even though basketball is good, it has its ups and downs. So it's good to have the support around you. So you have a sister that plays basketball. How's she doing?
She's doing good. She's playing well this AAU season. She had a great middle school season. It's her first season playing middle school.
Mm,
She did well.
okay, okay. Who's better?
Me?
All right, so your mom used to hoop, right?
Yes.
She taught you how to shoot.
Somewhat, yeah. She definitely was a big part of my shooting because she was a shooter when she played in high school. So she's definitely helped me shoot, learn how to shoot, along with my trainers and coaches as well.
Can she outshoot you now?
I don't think so.
School you. Yeah, you know, that's old school players. We know some tricks. We ain't teach y'all everything. We
All
teach y'all
right.
everything. We teach y'all everything now. All right. So, what does the word underdog means to you, and how do you carry that energy every time you lace you lace up?
For me, I believe being an underdog just means starting later than everyone else, having less advantages than other people, being less known than others, but not letting that define you as a player and not letting that be your excuse for not performing and not putting the work in and it's succeeding above all those setbacks that you started off with initially.
That's great. That's great. I like that. I like that. I like that answer. I ask everybody that, and everybody give me a different answer. And like it surprised me what some people say. Um, and I really like your answer. That's exactly that's exactly what underdog means. We're about to go to the quick fire question time. Quick fire, quick fire. All right, let's show everybody who you really are, Jay. Let's show everybody who you really are. One word that describes you on the court.
I think one word that would describe me on the court would be a dog.
Okay, all right, got you. Speaking of dogs, so they asked Joey West, like, are you a dog? I ain't no dog, I'm a wolf. He's like, I eat dogs, right? So underdog voice, right? So my girl's so smart. They like, so I told them that I said I don't want y'all to be no dogs. I want y'all to be some wolves because wolves eat dogs. They're like, well, coach, why you got a dog on your shirt then every time? Like, every time we see you got a dog on your shirt. I said, look, that's for my podcast. But I'm talking about for here in the gym. I need y'all to be wolves. Spook being a dog. Be a wolf. And so they was like, but you always wear the dog shirt. I'm like, y'all get on my nerves. Leave me alone. They're like, won't you just change it to underdog wolf? I'm like, I mean, underwolf. I'm like, really? Like, Underwolf, really? They crazy though. So, your favorite post workout meal?
I would say my favorite post workout meal would be a smoothie and a Chipotle bowl.
Okay, so what's in that bowl?
My bowl is very plain. All I get is white rice, chicken, queso, lettuce, and pico.
Yeah, and that you're my wife, and that they're going Chipotle. So, who's your basketball inspiration right now?
For me, right now, I would definitely say Kyrie, just because of his handles, the way he finishes, and his mentality.
Yeah, he has a great mentality on the basketball court, but also off the basketball court. Team, I really admire him as a person, not just as a ball player, because he don't let the outside noise bother him. He don't care what nobody think about him. And he do his thing. He do his thing, and I really, as a man, appreciate him for what he stands for. Really do. And my mom brought me the picture. She asked me, "Who's your favorite basketball player?" I told her, and she brought me a picture of Kyrie and framed it and all this stuff. It's on my wall right now. So Every time you walk in my studio, there goes Kyrie's face right there. Not mine, Kyrie's face on the wall. Every time you walk in here. All right, so we're talking about basketball. So AAU, school ball, or park runs, which hit different?
I would definitely say that AAU season hits different because it's different from being at the park locally and being in school games again locally and being in the gym with hundreds of girls from all over the country, college coaches, girls you may know, girls you may see them one time at a tournament, you may never play them again. It's just a really different environment to be in, so many games going on at the same time. There's a lot of different talents in one place.
Right. So who gets you hyped before a game? Mom, dad, or your playlist?
I would definitely say my playlist gets me hyped before a game just because it puts me in that mode, game ready, locking in for a game, blocking out all outside noise, just me and my music.
Who's on your playlist?
I listen to a lot of J. Cole before the game, a little bit of Drake, some other people, old music.
Okay, so not the new Drake.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna let you slide on that then, because I was about to call Kendrick Lamar and just
All right.
I was about to call him up and be like, man, look. All right, that's cool. I'm gonna let you go with that. All right, so you get to pick one other college basketball player, and y'all got to play 2v2 against two other college basketball players. Who are you picking, and who are y'all playing against?
I would pick Hannah Hidalgo to be on my team, and we play against Malaysia and Flage.
Who winning that?
No, my team.
All right, Flaja, you better get out that booth and start getting them skills ready for her, because she's coming for you. She ain't coming for you. Get out that booth. All right, yeah, look, it was fun. It was fun. It was fun. Look, y'all, from the park in New York to the gyms in Charlotte, from gymnastics to game shape, Gia Wilson is just totally built different. So, Gia, let me ask you a question real quick, though. But being a gymnast, starting off as a gymnast, right? How did that help you with basketball? Because, like I said, you're built different.
I think it helped me a lot with mentality and already being around sports and learning what it's like to be with a team and have a team effort. And physically with athleticism, I think it helped me build muscle and different strengths in my body that I wouldn't build playing basketball because it's using different mechanics and things like that. I think that definitely helped me a lot starting off.
So did it help you with your balance, or you still fall all over the place like all other girls do in basketball?
I think when I first started, I definitely was falling a lot more, not as much, nearly as much now, just because gymnastics is kind of a set routine of what you're going to do, what you're doing with your team. But basketball, it's different having to react to what the other team's doing, what your coach is saying in that moment. It's just all very in this moment, having reaction time different from having a set script of what you're going to do.
Got you. Listen, everybody. Jiz's journey is proof that it ain't about where you started, right? It's about how hard you're willing to work when nobody else is watching, right? When the lights are off. When you ain't in that big AAU gym with all those thousands of people on different girls. It's about what you do to outwork all those girls in that gym when nobody is looking. That's it. That is all it is. And Jig has proven to be that. She has proven to be different. Again, she is built different. So, I'm warning you now. You see her now, you're going to see her again. Got it? So, tap into her story. And if you've ever felt unseen, like Jig did sometimes, or overlooked, like a lot of us, remember, they might not see you now, but you keep working. They will. They'll see you. So don't give up. So, underdogs, listen, have you ever bounced back from a tough injury or being overlooked. Let us know what kept you going. So drop your answers below and inspire the next underdog that's coming up behind you or somebody that's already out there and they're listening now. Inspire those people. Right? So then look, it was fun having you. I really liked your story. Nice meeting you. Tell your people, as I said, thank you for letting you come on. Tell your mom, she better watch out. She might go to school. You might gonna get you. She gonna school you shorty. She gonna school you. Right, she about to give you some buckets. She about to give you some buckets in her house shoes. She gonna give you buckets in her house shoes. Watch. She gonna
She's
dominate you,
crazy.
sure. But I really enjoyed you. Tell everybody where they can follow you, man, and keep up on your journey to see you, go out here and beat for Wiley.
So you can follow me on Instagram at Gia_Loren_2028.
All right. Okay. All right, underdogs. Listen, this is Coach Q and G. And guess what? We're out.